My name is Dion Lee, better known as the Flea or Dion Flea Lee. Again, what are some of the things that I remember about the city of Carson? Um, Again, growing up in DA, again, going to Delamo Park, playing ball with all my elementary and middle school buddies. If you wanted to play tackle football, you had to go over to Victoria Park to play tackle football. It was in 1977, I played flag football at Victoria Park, which is a county park. It's the only county park in the city of Carson. Everything else is the city of Carson Park. And that's where everybody balled at. Everybody went to Victoria Park. If you played football in the city of Carson, you went to Victoria Park to play. And I used to look up to all those guys because, again, they were older than us. My best friend, Royce Washington, his brother was Lenny Washington and Al Washington, and hearing those guys playing at Carson High School and what legends they were back then, it was just a great time to compete. You know what I'm saying? Every street you went on had kids. And I'm talking about a gang of kids. Just on my block alone, I grew up on Alonda off of Termont. And just on that street, we had some real true ballers on that street. We had the Cason brothers, we had Reggie, Wendell, and Terrence. We had the Jeffersons. We had David and Denard. Clavon Thomas came off of that street. Myself. You know what I'm saying? It was very competitive, and these are the guys that we looked up to growing up. As they were 6, 7, 8 years older than us, we go to the games and like, man, that's my big bro on the field, in front of 20,000 people, playing against, of course, the Banning and Carson game. Some of the athletes that stood out during my time period, of course, goes back to my uncle, Kevin McCall, Danny Andrews, Michael Allo. As time went on, Al Wilson, Al Washington, Lenny Washington, who else? Going over Earl Sanders, Leroy Holt, Jamel Holloway, Alvin Gorey, Calvin Holmes, Mark Walters, William Pope, Chris Wright, Terrence Cason, Wendell Cason. I mean, the list goes on and on. And that was a unique thing about Carson. Growing up, you knew who the high school guys were. You knew who the superstars were. You knew what colleges they went to. The city just prepared the kids for college. I mean, I think it has a lot to do with the success of the athletes in Carson is because we were a city with 2-parent households. Everybody had a mom and dad living in at least in my neighborhood, and those were the coaches. Those were the idols, when it came down to it. If I was best friends with my boy Marcus McGee, I can go to his house and eat, play ball all day, be gone all day. And then his dad is coaching, at the park, so he was like a father figure. All the fathers were. And then the mothers played a part in it, as they were the team moms, and ran the cheerleader programs and stuff like that. So we were one tight niche community, which fostered competition. I mean, again, competition is what breeds the beast. And that's what we were breeding in the city of Carson. It was great. So again, the question is, what if? What if everybody in the city of Carson went to one school? How powerful could we have been back in the day? One city, one team.